This is Joey Ayala. This is going to be our new camera guy. My name is Paul Bishop. I normally go by Deathbat. This is Deathbat Paranormal Investigation Crew. This is our interview. I kind of want to get with Joey, and I want to kind of get his expertise, his experiences, and I also want to be able to get what has pretty much inspired him to be a paranormal investigator. And hopefully we can get maybe some potential places in the future that we can investigate. We are here in Madison, Indiana, and this is take one. So Joey, my question for you is, what has inspired you to do paranormal investigation, and what has convinced you that spirits are real, and that all this stuff is actually legitimate?
Well, growing up, I've had to deal with my spiritual things going on, all these different places I lived and all that. So growing up, my curiosity kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm trying to identify what these things are and how I can stop them from hurting my hearing. And I'll give you an example. As a matter of fact, I was living in Madison, Indiana. As a matter of fact.
Here in Madison, Indiana?
Yes. And the trailer that we were buying ended up being haunted. And apparently, my ex and my daughter used to always see this figure which they would call Satan. For some reason, he looks like tall, slender, but always looked like a purple. And always would scare.
Are you getting this audio? Is the audio all right? Is the audio okay? Check one. All right, I'm just making sure the audio and everything's good. Can you guys hear us okay? Anybody watching? Can you guys hear our interview and everything okay? Just leave a comment at the bottom and we'll get it. We just want to make sure that everybody can kind of hear what's going on and hear what he's sharing. There's a lot going on as we're actually at a crack Donald's. We can move to the back if we need to. So when we speak of Madison, Indiana, and we speak of the history behind it, we know that it is historic, and we know it's a big part of Indiana. And I also do know that there was, back in the day, whenever the wars and stuff broke out here in the state of Indiana, that Fort Bologna, Indiana, was going to be the capital.
Okay.
They have a festival every year known as the Fort Bologna Days, and it's basically where everybody gets together to pretty much celebrate, stuff like that. But the problem is Indianapolis ended up being the capital instead, but then again, you also have Corden, Indiana, which should have been the capital too.
Exactly.
So, I mean, there's been several places they were trying to do, the Battle of Corden, Battle of Fort Bologna.
Exactly.
All these battles that took place in the state of Indiana, and Kentucky's just as worse. And it goes all the way back to Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah,
so, I mean, there's a lot of unrested souls, there's a lot of unrested spirits, and what we want is people that have the expertise, that have the knowledge, that have the drive to want to do this. Because, like I said, you don't want to go get a bunch of rowdy people that aren't serious about this and take them to a place like Waverly Hills, because you'll lose the whole team like I did.
Exactly.
You want to be very legitimate. So what things can we do to better the team to basically get everybody, to basically make sure that people are legitimate? And basically, I just kind of want you to give us your opinion on that, and what makes a team, and what makes what either makes one or destroys one.
Well, in my opinion, our team should be built of people who actually are willing to take the sacrifice and are willing to go in with us, gung-ho, and try to investigate and get things done. And you've got to get rid of the spirits, we can get rid of the spirits, but you can't, just run off and get scared. That's not going to help us. It's just going to deter the spirit or the demonic presence there. It's going to make it stronger and feed off of it. It's not going to, help us in taking care of the situation. We need people who are strong, physical and mentally into it. Plus, we also need people, who, would, be run them off a lot either.
Right.
You know?
Right. So basically, some pretty much down to earth people. Do you agree that a person that has to question the paranormal, a person that isn't all the way into believing spirits, do you think this is something good for them to do? Maybe prove to them themselves that the stuff is here.
Well, they're questioning it. They're always questioning it and thinking, you know, why is it going on? Maybe they might want to take a leap of faith and try it out and see how they feel. You know, you never can go wrong with trying it out.
And to all the kids and everybody that's sitting at home, Joey, what do you got to do to basically start paranormal investigating? How do you start?
Well, where I started is, like I said, when I was younger, strange things would happen to me. And the more strange things happened to me, the more I got more involved, the more I wanted to figure out what was going on. So I finally said, you know what? It's either going to be, you know, me taking care of this issue, or they running my life. So I finally said, I'm taking the issue and I'm trying to get rid of them so they won't run my life, run my family away.
Absolutely. How many years have you been actually trying to get in a paranormal investigation team? And what barriers have you run into in the process of trying to get one?
I've actually tried to find a team for about 6 years now. I've talked to different people, and they, you know, want to do the same thing that these people on TV want to do and all that. That's not what I want to do. I want to go in there, you know, making a believer out of somebody, showing them, hey, this is what actually is happening. This is what the actual is. You know, not trying to edit things and make it seem what it is not.
Now, how do you feel about our team's new policy of basically taking the devices out of the packages to show everybody on?
Well, that's a good policy, in my opinion. That way they know that, you know, there's no chips. You know, we're not faking anything.
Right.
Everything's to the point. Everything's true. Everything's by the book.
Nothing's being tampered with.
Exactly. That's how I feel. You know, when I get my stuff, that's what I want to do as well. That way they know that, you know, I didn't get it from somebody that's already used it or anything like that.
Absolutely. Now, I know from my experiences and stuff like that, and doing the things that I've done over the years, I have noticed that the places like the Lizzie Borden house, for instance, where she had, you know, whacked her father with the axe and her brother and stuff like that. People are drawn to stuff like that, especially that are in horror fascinations and stuff like that. They're constantly trying to flock to it. Do you believe that it's a possibility that when people go look at these paranormal hotspots, that it basically drives away the paranormal activity and it's harder to capture it?
In my opinion, yes, for the simple reason, the more people show up, the more the spirit or the demonic presence is going to say,
Too much traffic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Too much traffic, too much for me to handle at the moment. You know, that's why some places people want to investigate, but there's nothing to investigate, there's nothing going on. It's too many people have gone there, too many people have done everything possible to investigate and draw it away.
Right, absolutely. Now, I know that we see a lot of shows like, I know that me and my girlfriend's been watching the Prozac in Saginaw, Michigan, and stuff like that. We've been watching Ghost Hunters. She's familiar with Taps. She's familiar with a guy by the name of Brian in Taps, and he got really mouthy in some of the investigations, and there was a lot of controversy with him on live TV. And he eventually got booted out of the crew. But with all that being said, he ended up joining Prozac, Steve Shippey, and joining and doing investigations in Saginaw. Which Saginaw is a battleground. I mean, there's a lot of haunted places over there, you know, and I don't doubt it one bit. But then again, like when you're dealing with people like that, you're dealing with the frustrations of doing a team. If you could inspire anybody out there trying to create a paranormal investigation team, how would you go about it, and what motivational speech would you have to give them to creating their team and driving them?
Well, I would say that if you're trying to make a paranormal team, you know, make sure the team that you're making is strong enough as a group that, you know, you can depend on them and count on them to have your back through thick and thin. Because, you know, some places you go, it's going to get heavy, it's going to get bad quick.
Absolutely.
And it's going to make you want to run out the place, but you can't do that. You can't let the spirits of the Americans win push you out. You have to make sure that the group that you create has that kind of awareness and presence that, you can stick together and then pull through anything.
Absolutely. Now, given whenever we do go into these investigations and stuff like that, I mean, like I said, you're dealing with old floorboards, you're dealing with foundations that are cracked, you're dealing with places from the 1700s, the founding of America, that, it could come down on you at any time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For safety measures and stuff like that, I mean, I have kind of recommended to the team members that they have, first aid equipment, handy on them. I have also recommended that everybody has walkie-talkies, basically keep in touch with one another. If someone goes through a floorboard and something happens to them and the other team member runs out, do you think there should be a buddy policy in the team to basically kind of look after one another?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just in case something happens, you have somebody else, to have your back. Absolutely. At all times. Because you never know what can happen in a situation that, where we go in an investigation and, we fall through a floorboard or, get hit with something that's flying. You can never tell until that happens to you.
Right. Now, I can speak to everybody on this behalf that on the investigations that I have done, you don't have to believe what I'm about to tell you. It is my job, it is Joey Ayala's job to basically convince you otherwise. That's what we do and that's what we're here for. We're helped to teach, we're helped to instruct, we're helped to basically remove bad energy and place the good energy in.
Exactly.
And, with some of these instances, we're going to get attacked, we're going to get brushed up against, things are going to happen. And I can guarantee any of you that is watching our channel right now, this is legitimate, this is not fake, this is really happening, and these events that is going to be taking place here very, very soon it's like I said, you're there with us. This is legit. We're not in this, we're not getting paid.
No.
We're not getting paid to do what we're doing. We're taking money out of our own pockets and investing, and we are doing this for you. We're doing this for the audience. We're doing this to prove a point.
We're doing it to show everybody that, we're not going to fake this. We're going to get to the point and show you what is real.
Absolutely. We have a YouTube channel, Deathbat Paranormal, and we use deathbat400@gmail.com. You guys can actually check us out on there. Send us an email. Send us, what you think. Like I said, your opinions do matter. I do say that on these investigations, we don't go looking for trouble. So if everybody can kind of keep it respectful on the posting, our fans out there, we want to keep a good fan base, and we want to keep everybody kind of one-track minded. Because you guys may see things that we don't. Sometimes whenever you're going in and you are invading the presence of a spirit, a deity of any kind, you turn your back, all of a sudden activity happens. Boom. Right there. You guys have seen it time and time again. But only this time, we don't have the scary music playing in the background to tamper with our videos.
No.
On the actual shows, Ghost Hunters, Taps, and Ghost Adventures, they have all these screeching loud, noises like something scary is about to happen.
Definitely.
We ain't doing that to you guys.
No.
We want you guys to see it for what it is.
Once you hear everything, see everything, what it is and how it really happens.
Absolutely. You want to find a real paranormal investigation team, basically look at them and see how they carry themselves. Look and see, basically, are they trying to do this for fame? Are they tampering and adding all kinds of scary noises and stuff along those lines? Because it basically is a constant reminder of, the failure behind it. Because if you're basically trying to just scare people and get a thrill out of somebody, what's the point in ghost hunting? We are going into here. We are going into people's families' homes. These things are touching and hurting their children. These things are played, just pretty much trying to take over their homes. Sometimes when people die, they don't know they're fully dead.
No.
And sometimes they have to be reminded, hey, this is 2020. This is really happening. And, is there anything we can do to help you go home?
Exactly.
There's a lot of unrested souls out here. And our only, thing we want to do is
just send them home.
Help to get them home.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Wiccans. I noticed we got a lot of Wiccans. We got a lot of pagans in our group. We got a lot of people that, are very spiritual. And, You know, there are a lot of Native American rituals and stuff like that to help send the spirits off and spirituality. And it's been through thousands of years. People have been translating with spiritual nature. They believe in a spirit. Some people worship the spirit. I mean, the spirit is there. You know, it's not just a hallucination. You know, and there are too many people that deny what's happening. They go atheistic on a lot of things. And you need to have faith when you go into these investigations, guys. If you don't have, I don't care who your god or goddess is, I really don't care. If you don't have faith in that god or goddess and you go into the investigation loosely, you go with your mind's not completely, you know, fully intact with your deity, your goddess, God, whatever. These things see you as a prey. They see you as a weak point. And they pick at you. And they target people like you. You know what I'm saying? I seen some idiot on the investigation in Saginaw, Michigan, going into a house with a gun. He had a gun in his hand and he had a freaking flashlight. He was going up the staircase. You don't go into an investigation with a gun.
No.
I mean, you know, at most, if someone's there in the house, you should have the police, you know, go in and do a thorough check.
Exactly.
Or you should have the owners go in and do a thorough check afterwards.
Exactly.
Of course, you know, there are a lot of homeless people that do squatting and stuff like that in a lot of, you know, old places. But then again, like I said, all you really need is a knife. I mean, if you're going into a place like that, and you don't even really need that, you know, we're trying to send a clear message that the paranormal is real.
Exactly.
And we are here to help inspire that. We have, from what I understand, Joey, we have a La Porta, Indiana investigation coming up.
Okay.
And there was a woman by the name of American serial killer of the 18th and 19th century, by the name of Bella Guinness. She had murdered 14 confirmed bodies, and she possibly has murdered over 40 more that have not been found. There are unidentified remains sitting in this museum in La Porta, Indiana, and they said children's involved. This woman also murdered children.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is pretty serious.
It sounds to me that she had no remorse than killing anybody that got in her way.
Absolutely. She definitely had a thing with men. She liked attacking men for some reason and murdering men. But what's even more sadistic and what's even more unsettling is she would take the bodies and she would throw them into, it was a pig farm.
Yeah.
And she would take the bodies out. Don't ask me how this woman did it. She must have had an accomplice of some kind.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
I think she honestly had an accomplice. And how could a woman actually do that? You know what I'm saying? Of course,
I'm not saying she couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, like a wheelbarrow, for instance, back in that time period. There were wheelbarrows. You could have easily tossed the body in a wheelbarrow and drove it out there to the pigs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of things they do, but when we get here, we're going to investigate. From what I understand, the property has been long torn down from the early 19th century, but there is a factory, Joey. There's a new factory sitting there, and they built this factory in the early 1900s. And I also was told by people that there are still living people that used to work in that factory.
Okay.
And they had reported paranormal encounters.
So this factory was now empty?
Yes, it's now vacant and there's nothing there, but the factory still sits.
Okay.
But there has been a lot of reports of paranormal activity from the workers. We plan on talking to a girl by the name of Carolyn. Carolyn owns the Bella Guinness property where all the murders happened. She's on the pig farm. She's going to show us where the end of the pig farm is. The end of the pig farm is the end of her property line. So we're actually going to be out there. We may find human remains. We may find human teeth. If this investigation gets too hairy, gets too thick, we may need to contact the law enforcement and get them out there. We may need to contact the police department so they can come in with forensics and remove these remains. I'm not going to be touching any body parts. Joey's not going to touch any body parts. We're going to leave it to the law enforcement to take it from there.
Of course.
We're going in on the investigation to look for paranormal instances. We're not looking for bodies.
Exactly.
We're going to see plenty of that in that museum. So everybody, like I said, with further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our new Deathbat Paranormal team. We're going to be meeting with Sue coming up here soon. Within the next 3 weeks, we're all going to be gathering together as a team. And we're going to be going out to La Porta, Indiana to meet up with her and the team. And we're going to be doing an investigation on the Bella Guinness serial killer farm. Then again, this is Joey Ayala. Welcome to the team, brother.
Thank you.
My name is Paul Bishop. I go by the name of Deathbat. This is Deathbat Paranormal coming to you guys live. And this is how we're going to close it out. Basically, if you guys have any doubt in your mind paranormal isn't there, you should always question everything. You should definitely examine everything. Don't be afraid of what's out there. Don't be afraid of exposing what's out there, because your gut feeling just might be right. You've been given an equilibrium. You've been given good energies and bad energies.
Exactly.
You have an aura.
If you have that gut feeling something's wrong, go for it.
Everybody has that instinct. Sometimes you know when you're being watched.
Exactly.
You know from the peripherals, and sometimes on camera, it sees things that we don't, and it catches it and exposes it. Everybody, this is Paul Bishop and Joey Ayala coming to you live. This is Deathbat Paranormal, and we are investigators.